Down, 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 now, now. Boobs. What's going on, people? It's GG at GG on wrestling on Twitter. Make sure you check out the podcast. There's something about wrestling, wherever you get your podcast from. Before we get in today's episode, make sure you check out figtees.co.uk for all your custom figure shirts. And you can even use code GGPod and save yourself some hard-earned money. Episode 276 today, which is titled Righteous Rochester of Being the Elite. This is your weekly BTE review. Make sure you comment, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciated. Shout outs to everyone that's been watching and listening so far, and everyone that's subscribed. I love you all. Bit of a lackluster episode, dare I say it, this week. Not a huge deal went on this week, but let's get into it. We'll go through step by step and see what happened this week. We start with kind of a regular starting point for BTE at the moment, which is the Young Bucks and Kenny on a shopping spree. Matt takes a jab at the audience and kind of mocks them and says, "Oh, we don't like, the elite shopping. I always skip past those parts." To which the elite say, "Well, feel free, go ahead and skip." They nearly step in dog poop. And Kenny says that all the people that are trying to skip the shopping parts, that's what he thinks of them. That's what he thinks of us all, and points to the feces. And then he also says that's how he feels right now. So he's obviously not in a good way. We get a shot of a weekly crep check. We've got Matt Jackson in some off-white dunks, and Nick is in some paint splatter Jordan 1s, and Cutler's got some 1s on as well. Not fond of any of those, to be honest. I wouldn't rock them personally. We get a shot of Sour Boy. He's here. He's at the show. He's on the plane. Sat back in a few rows behind the Bucks, presumably, doing his Sour Boy face. Not much going on so far. We go back to the shopping trip. Actually, what Kenny does say at the start is that Nick's carrying all these shopping bags, and Kenny says, that's how you know he's someone that is wrestling tonight that doesn't want to wrestle. Whether that means he's so nervous that he's shopping to try and cheer himself up, or he can't decide what he's wearing and just nervous altogether. I mean, it's a big deal. He's wrestling Bryan Danielson. Any of us would be nervous, let alone people that have done it for years and been at 7 Tokyo Domes, reminder. We see him at the shop, the trainer shop. They pick out a few bits. Matt Jackson says he obviously can't. He's had to fork out some for new Dior's ever since his got stolen. So he's not buying anything effectively and behaving himself. These guys are in way too deep here. Nick Jackson walks out of about 5 pairs of crepes. These lot they're in way over their head now. They just can't stop themselves. I've been there before. I used to not collect trainers, but I was buying crepes every month, and I replaced it with a less expensive hobby or things to collect, which is wrestling figures. We see Nick Jackson, who says he spent all this money on trainers. Matt Jackson says he spent $9,000 this week, presumably just on the Dior's. They go for that kind of money. Nick Jackson says his wife is going to get his wife sent him a text because she's got an alert, all this money you're spending, and he says he made the whole thing up. Weird, but there we go. Sad times for the elite. They go to their car, presumably their rental car. Well, it is their rental car, sorry, and they've had the back window smashed in. Luckily, none of their stuff was in the car at the time this happened, and they obviously have to, or saying they've got to now explain that to the rental place. They're going to have to get to the airport early. It's just caused, it's just inconvenient to them, if anything. Luckily their stuff wasn't in there. But they do say it actually happened to another wrestler who, funnily enough, or not funnily enough, had all of their clothes and shoes thrown across the street, and a homeless man was wearing a pair of their shoes. I wonder who it was. Let me know who you think it was. No idea. I haven't seen anything. Next, we get the show, the 2.0 show, if you will. Matt Lee, Trey Parker. They say it's a weekly your weekly news or news of the week. Not that we actually seem to get much news, which is weird. They're basically saying that all these people want a shot at the BTE title. Blondie from last week, who we know is Renee, and Sammy Guevara apparently wants a shot at the BTE title. They're trying to figure out, who's in charge of this belt, who makes the decisions here. Is it Tony Khan? Then they come to the realization that they must be in charge. They're going to create a ranking system in the form of a number one contenders tournament. Personally, I'm glad to see more BTE matches, if you will, challenges. I've said it on previous episodes, I love seeing it. I think they need to try and keep to doing them every week because they're a lot of fun. With a tournament, we should get some more content, and hopefully the next few weeks we'll see a lot more challenges, matches, if you will. Who do you guys want to see as the number one contender for the BTE title? I'd love it to be, someone straight laced, maybe a Wardlow. Someone like that, someone really serious. I think that would be a lot of fun. But comment below who you would like to see as the new number one contender for the BTE title and potentially the new BTE champ. Next, this was a lot of fun. So this was, we see Reynolds and Silver, who are obviously wallowing in self-pity. They couldn't get Wardlow last week, as hard as they tried. And they're still looking for a new friend. And who could be there but Adam Cole, baby. John Silver says, "Oh, I thought he was a baby," which I thought was hilarious. They're trying to obviously win him over. He says, "I've got friends. I don't need you guys. I've got plenty of friends." Reynolds is the voice of reason, who says, we'd love to have someone like you in, with our friends. Kind of appeals to his ego, not to the level of the Wardlow stuff, but yeah, they try and obviously win him over. Reynolds does say, which I love this bit, "You're more than welcome to join. The only problem is we can't have another long-haired guy in the friendship group," which, as we know, the reports are saying that Adam Cole was asked to change his look if he were to move up to the main roster. And of course, he moved to AEW. But they say, Adam Cole says, "So if I shave my head, I can join you guys," which was obviously a reference to all of that. Who knows if that is true or not? But yeah, the reports certainly seem as though that was the case. So that was funny. He tells them to eat shit. John Silver can't keep a straight face, and he basically says, "Well, I've drunk pee-pee. I might as well eat poop. Who's got a butt? I need to eat some poop." Classic John Silver. We get some Cutler Cam footage from the Jungle Boy, or the ending of the Jungle Boy Adam Cole segment where all the elite come out. We see the clip of Nick Jackson tearing up the "We Miss Hangman" sign, which is a brilliant heel move and clearly a sign of things to come. Is Hangman going to be the Joker in that ladder match? Certainly, certainly appears that way with these little teasers here. We even get Brandon Cutler saying that Adam Cole, "You're better than Hangman. You're better than Hangman." So there's clearly something. We're building back up to this Hangman stuff again. We see Bryan Danielson come out, as we did on the show, and Kenny Omega, just in his crazy mindset, saying, "Who does he think he is? I am. Who does he think he is? I am," which makes no sense. I mean, you can tell what he's trying to say, but he's obviously just lost it. Brandon Cutler just says, "You are." Makes no sense, but hilarious anyway. We have a Will Wig problem. Sour Boy is back. I don't know if I'm enjoying these anymore, but the Young Bucks love it. He grabs some Sour Nerds, and obviously turns to Sour Boy. He says he wasn't here last week because he's got a hickey on his neck. He was on vacation, clearly had a good time. he walks out of screen, just being a sour boy, and they all kind of break character at this point, apart from Sour Boy. Matt Jackson says the other day Carl Anderson legitimately said, "Why is Sour Boy the most over thing I've ever done?" Do you guys agree? Are you still a fan of Sour Boy? Do you think this is the most over Carl Anderson has ever been? Be ashamed to say so. I mean, the guy's been the finalist of the G1, so I hope not. But there we go. Bad segment after bad segment, if you ask me. So we've gone from Sour Boy to Ryan Namath. He's at a premiere for his new film Hill. He's being asked questions, and the interviewer says, "What happened that night with Michelle? Who's Michelle? What is the obsession with cream?" Still so many questions unanswered. If you guys can make any sense, please comment down below, because I still have no idea what the frick is going on here. We see some clips of him in the theatre, see some clips of that new film Hill, and that is pretty much it. Really strange, but there we go. We then get some cut the cam footage of the match between Bryan Danielson and Nick Jackson from AEW Rampage. Not really much to say about this, although I did love just the footage of Nick Jackson grabbing the cold spray out of Cutler's hand, spraying himself, spraying his armpits, trying to spray down below, and that's when obviously he gets caught with the tope or the suicide dive by Bryan Danielson. So I liked that segment, didn't mind seeing it again, but didn't really add much to this episode of Being the Elite. A lovely shot of Nick Jackson doing his best macho man impression with Matt Jackson in the background. Nice little shot. That's what I thought that was. Final segment. We see the Dark Order minus Stu Grayson, Uno, and Colt Cabana, because they're obviously on the other side of this rift. Alan Angels still no mask. And it's basically just a reunion of the Dark Order. Nice to see them all back together. Do I feel like there was a real... I mean, I get obviously the -1 and Amanda Huber coming out last week and them really realizing they need to band together. I'm not sure that was the result we wanted. I think everyone was kind of hoping that Hangman would be the one to kind of pull them all back together, or a new leader. But yeah, nice to see them back together. Hopefully we just get some good Dark Order segments going forward. And the return of Anna Jay with everyone, who obviously pushes Stu Grayson over again. We get a lovely group hug from everyone. You see Anna and John Silver kind of touching each other's faces, kind of thing. You can tell they are legitimately, really friendly and, fond of each other, which is nice. But that is pretty much it. Well, John Silver then tells everyone we're going to go get some meat. A callback to previous episodes where they just seem to be going to get meat. But that's it. That is Being the Elite this week. I will admit, was not the best show. Certainly not as good as the past couple of weeks we've had. Yeah, not a great show, guys. If you feel any different, please let me know. But I personally not a big fan of this week. Not a lot of good stuff happening. It was nice to see John Silver and Reynolds interact with Adam Cole. It's nice to see Adam Cole interact with these kind of personalities that we've got backstage at AEW. More Sour Boy, more Ryan Namath. Yeah, not a lot to go on this week, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you visit figtees.co.uk for custom figure shirts. Use code GGPod and you can even save yourself some money. But that is it, guys. Thank you for joining me again. Hopefully see you all again next week for more Being the Elite goodness. And hopefully we get a bit of a better episode next week. But that's me signing out. Make sure you follow GG on Wrestling on Twitter. And make sure you hit me up. Happy to, communicate with all of you. I love the wrestling community on Twitter. So don't be shy. Holler at your boy. But that's it, guys. Respect yourself. Don't neglect yourself.